餐牧师是我们特别邀请的讲员。
And he's here with his wife Kathy and his daughter Sally.
有他的蔡汉华，真爱华师，还有他的女儿 Sally。
Welcome.
我欢迎你们。
We're so glad you're here. And also a warm welcome to any first-time visitors. I already met Samuel and Tracy. If there's any more, we welcome you.
我们首先来欢迎第一次来到我们当中的知道有 Samuel Tracy， 欢迎你们。
May the Lord bless us with His powerful presence tonight.
愿主的能力与我们同在，今晚祝福我们。
Let's take a couple minutes to stand and greet one another.
让我们一起来起立，按照欢迎歌，让我们彼此问候。
Thank you, Pastor Steve.
谢谢传道。
弟兄姐妹们、朋友们，晚上好。
Brother and sister, friends, good evening.
我很感谢我今天能够有这个机会，是天父赐给我这个机会，在这边给大家分享我们在新加坡的一点经历。
I'm very thankful for this opportunity that God has given us to share some of our experiences in the past 5 years in Singapore.
刚才静海介绍说是我们在新加坡宣教的经历，其实我们根本不配。
And Jing Hai just said that it was our experience in spreading the gospel, but I feel very unfit.
因为其实真的我们什么都没有做。
Indeed, we have not done very much.
但是上帝在我们身边成就奇妙的事情。
But God has performed miracles around us.
让我的眼睛真的是成为有福的眼睛。
So that my eyes are blessed eyes.
所以我就分享2件事情。
And I'd like to share 2 things.
第一件事情呢是我想用单靠上帝的话。
And the first is to rely solely on God's words.
我们5年以前由于我的工作关系去新加坡去那边居住。
Because of my job 5 years ago, we were relocated to Singapore.
我们加入那个教会的团契呢，他们是隔周聚一次。
We joined a church fellowship which met once a week.
然后1周是分享，1周是查经。
Every other week would be sharing, and the other week would be Bible study.
所以这样可能差不多1个月才查1次经。
And so as a result, we only got to do Bible study about once a month.
因为我们在这边是每个星期都查经。
Because here in Hawaii, we're used to doing Bible study every week.
所以我就很不习惯。
So I was not used to it.
所以我们这边他们的团契的负责人建议，是不是可以每周聚会，每周查经？
I suggest to the fellowship leader whether we can have Bible study every week.
他们也接受了。
And they accepted.
因为反正只有4、5家人。
Because there were only about 4 or 5 families.
所以我们就在家里聚会，大人查圣经，小孩也查圣经。
So we met, our Bible study was at home. Adults had their Bible study, so did the children.
查一段时间呢，你会觉得有点沮丧，因为人数越来越少。
And after a while, it was discouraging because there are fewer and fewer people.
因为他们很不习惯每个星期都聚会。
Because they were not used to having a fellowship every week.
好几次呢，只剩下我们一家人和我们那个团契的负责人，他们一家人，我们2家人。
And many times it was only my family and the family of the fellowship leader.
但是我们2家人呢，我们还是觉得在一起，只要2家人都在一起，我们也继续查经查下去。
But we felt that even if there are 2 families left, we still continue our Bible study.
因为上帝的话真的是成为我们随时的帮助和安慰。
Because God's word has been always our comfort and our guide.
就像以赛亚书55章10节到11节所讲的。
Just as said in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verses 10 to 11.
可以说，雨雪从天而降，并不返回我的内角，却滋润地土，使地上发芽结实，使撒种的有种，使要吃的有粮。我口所出的话也必如此，绝不突然返回，却要成就我所喜悦的，在我发他去成就的事上必然亨通。
As the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return to it without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so that it yields seed for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it.
上帝的话真的是可信的，他要成就他的旨意。
God's word is indeed full of promise, and He wanted to accomplish His will.
尽管我们人数很少，但是我们这个弟兄啊，就是团契的或者弟兄，结果他变成真的是看他对上帝的话语非常的渴慕。
Even if we have few families attending this fellowship, the fellowship leader was a truth seeker, and he always sought God's words.
但我们也看到他的生命真的是在这个学习当中在开始改变。
And through his life, we saw spiritual growth.
他是在新加坡国立大学做教授的，所以他还没有拿到终身的教授职位。
He was a professor who has not reached his tenure position at the University of Singapore.
所以他那个时候一周，他说最多能够回来1次到2次，和太太孩子一起吃晚饭。
And on the average, he would be home for dinner once or twice a week.
慢慢我就看到他一星期能够回来3到4次。
And slowly, I saw that he started coming home 3 to 4 times a week.
到后来，他每天晚上回来吃饭。
And towards the end, he came home every night for dinner.
开始吃完饭以后，也不愿去学校加班。
And even after dinner, he did not return to school to work some more.
是这个弟兄的生命的改变，让我真的是很得鼓励。
And as I saw this brother's transformation, I was very encouraged.
后来我介绍他到这个Bible Study Fellowship，就是 BSF 去学习。
And I introduced him to study at Bible Study Fellowship.
他1年从来不缺课。
And he attended every single class without absence.
我1年大概缺4到5次课。
And for me, I missed class about 4 to 5 times a year.
我看到我们这个弟兄真的是看到在后来在前，在后来要在前。
And I saw that he was behind, but he caught up.
然后2年以前，他离开新加坡回中国去以后，他回去以后，很快做的第一件事情就是在他们自己家里开一个茶经班。
And after a while, he returned to China. The first thing that he did after he returned was to start a fellowship in his home.
是那个团契，我们2个人都先后离开了。
And for that fellowship, both families have left Singapore.
但是上帝真的是奇妙，他在不同的时间把同工和基本牧业的人加入这个团契。
But God has done amazing work. He has added to this fellowship co-workers and attendees.
所以他们坚持查经，每周聚会。
And now they have Bible studies every week.
他们的人数也在30个人左右的样子。
And they have about 30 members.
所以这样的经历让我看到，从团契，从个人的经历，我看到这个我们人活着真的不是单靠食物。
And through this experience, I really learned that man does not live on bread alone.
乃是靠耶和华口里所出的一切话。
But on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord.
这个是申命记第8章第3节告诉我们。
And this is recorded in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3.
我们只要扎根在上帝的话语里面。
Only when we root our faith in God's words.
你就一定能够经历上帝的信实和真实。
You can experience God's truthfulness, and you can experience His promise.
因为他说的天地都要废去。
Because He said, "Heaven and earth shall pass away."
我的话语却不能废去。
But my words will never pass away.
这个是马太福音24章35节。
As recorded in Matthew 24:35.
我再分享一件事情，是我父母信主的事情。
The other thing I'd like to share is regarding my parents, how they come to know the Lord.
我爸爸妈妈在16年以前，我们生老大的时候，来夏威夷跟我们住了1年半载。
16 years ago, when we gave birth to our first child, our parents came to live in Hawaii for a while.
我那个时候虽然已经受洗，但是对于信仰很不认真，随随便便。
At that time, even though I was baptized, my faith was not rooted.
我只是偶尔去教会。
I was a casual Christian.
在家里呢，其实也不是很尊重父母。
And I did not pay the proper respect to my parents at home.
还经常在父母面前和太太吵架。
And often I had argued with my wife in front of my parents.
所以几年以后，我开始在信仰里面 开始认真的时候，我跟我父母传福音。
And after a few years, when I was diligent about my faith, I began to spread the gospel to my parents.
我妈妈对我讲的第一句话就是：
And my mother has said,
我要看你的行为，我要看你的行动。
I have to look at your behavior, your action.
因为那个时候他跟我们住的时候呢，在家里受到了伤害啊，然后看到我在家里的表现，确实成为他接受这个信仰的一个障碍。
Because she remembered how I behaved in previous years at home, and that had become her obstacle in her willingness to believe.
因为他没有看到我这基督徒跟他所看到的不是基督徒有什么差别，没有什么差别。
Because what she saw in me was no different than a non-Christian.
我跟他讲了几年以后呢，有一次他还是愿意我在我的带领做一个全职祷告。
And one time, after I invited her, she was willing and did a commitment prayer with me.
他也去了一段时间教会，
And attended church for a while.
但是没过多久他就不去了。
But thereafter, she stopped going to church.
结果我们2007年去新加坡以后的第一个寒假，我们一起回家看望父母。
The first winter vacation we had after we moved to Singapore in 2007, we returned to China to visit my parents.
我看到父母他们对信仰的是没有什么兴趣。
And at that time, they were not very interested in our faith.
然后当时看到家里有一双观音的这个菩萨的像。
And I saw that in my house, in their house, there was a statue of Goddess Guan Yin.
我好几次跟我妈妈讲，我们信耶稣哦，不要这些偶像。
And many times I told her, we as Christians, we don't worship idols.
但是她也没有把这个东西拿走。
But she didn't remove the object.
所以在临回新加坡的头一个晚上，夜深很深的时候，
And on the late evening of the day before I returned to Singapore,
我看他们都睡着了，
while they were all asleep,
我就偷偷把那个偶像给拿出来砸掉了。
I took the statue outside and I smashed it.
结果第二天早上起来，妈妈发现很生气。
And the next day, my mother discovered that she was very upset.
我怎么认罪，她也还是生气。
And no matter how I apologized, she was still upset.
所以走的时候就很闹得不欢而散。
And as we left, we were not in good terms.
所以以后每周我按照惯例打电话回家问他们的时候，我都不太敢再给他们传福音。
So every week when I called home, I was a little reluctant to spread the gospel to them.
即使偶尔跟他们提起来，他们也是要把它搪塞过去。
And even when I mentioned it, they let it pass very casually.
还因为我们一直很伤心的事情，是我们一直邀请他们。其实，在夏威夷之后，我们要再回夏威夷，到了新加坡呢，我们觉得更近嘛，也希望他们来新加坡。
And what was very discouraging, we kept inviting them to visit us in Singapore,
他们就是不要来，
but they didn't want to.
因为我是想利用来新加坡的机会，带他去教会，能够真的是认识这个上帝。
I was hoping that they would visit us so that I could take them to church, that they would know God.
所以我心里就真的是灰心丧气的，觉得自己真的是很没有用，没有任何能力。
So I was very discouraged and I felt like I was useless.
我觉得我单讲的已经讲完了，
And I felt that whatever I can say, I already said.
我真的时间这么小，我信不信就随他们吧。
And I said to myself, it's up to them if they want to believe.
而且他们年纪越来越大，
And as they are growing older,
我真的是觉得不知道该怎么办，所以我真的是基本上完全放弃掉了。
and I didn't know what to do, so I sort of gave up.
所以后来让我看到一个儿子，我是号称爱他们的这么一个儿子，其实对父母的爱也是非常有限，仅此而已。
Even though I know that I'm a loving son, my love for them is rather limited.
但我真是很感谢天父，天父真的是没有放弃他们。
But I'm very thankful to God who has not given up on them.
就像提摩太后书2章13节所讲的，
Just as said in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13,
他说我们纵然是失信，
if we're faithless,
他仍是可信的，
he remains faithful,
因为他不能背负自己。
for he cannot disown himself.
所以在我放弃父母这个信仰上的事情之后，天父真的是开始做工。
And as I gave up on the faith of my parents, God began his work.
去年夏天我们知道我们1年以后要搬回来美国，
And last summer, as we know that we have one more year in Singapore before we come back to the U.S.,
看到父母年纪越来越大，我就特别为他们担心这个事情。
and as I saw that my parents were getting older, I was very worried about their faith.
想到他们以后真的有可能要住在从事不死的、火势不灭的地方，
And as I think that they may end up in a place where pests and fires don't die,
我心里就很害怕，
I was afraid for them.
所以我就为他们祷告。
So I prayed for them.
我祷告的是就是一件事，我的天父啊，让我爸爸妈妈的名字在你的生命册上有份。
And I pray that, or to God, that please let my parents' name be in the book of life in heaven.
因为我做不了任何别的事情，
I could not do anything else.
所以我也请我们的牧师，也会请我们的团契的弟兄姐妹、教会的弟兄姐妹为这个事情祷告。
And I ask our pastors and our brothers and sisters of fellowship to pray for them.
但是我的信真的是很不足，
But my faith is small.
我请他们来，他们还是仍然拒绝不要来。
And I kept inviting them, but they refused.
到了去年10月底，突然我们知道这个我们家是长沙的，还是我从长沙到新加坡有了直达的航班。
And last October, we discovered that there's a direct flight from Changsha to Singapore.
所以我就告诉我的爸爸妈妈，希望他们再考虑，因为我说我们明年夏天我们就离开这里了。
So I asked my parents to visit us again as we were moving back in the U.S. in a few months.
他们还是说不要来。
And they refused to visit.
但到了12月份，他们主动来个电话，说要来过年。
But in December, they called me on their own and said that they'd like to visit us for the New Year.
我就知道天父真的是怜悯我们，在开始做工。
And I knew that God had pity on me and has begun His work.
因为让我想起诗篇46章10节里面所讲的，
And I remember Psalm 46, verse 10. It says,
他说你们要休息，
"Be still
要知道我是上帝，
and know that I am God.
我必在外邦中被尊崇，
I will be exalted among the nations.
在遍地上也被尊崇。
I will be exalted in the earth."
他们来到新加坡真的是很多奇妙的事情。
And after they arrived in Singapore, there are many miraculous things.
他们只有不到3个月的时间，
And within 3 months,
以前我给我爸爸讲认罪的事情，
and before I talked to my father about admitting to his own sins
要信耶稣。
and to believe in Jesus,
他说我是个60年的老党员，
and he says, I've been a 60-year Communist Party member.
罪我是没有，
I don't have any sins.
过有一点点，
I have some mistakes in the past,
所以我不需要上帝。
so therefore I don't need God.
他们这次来主日崇拜、慕道班、受洗班全部都赶上了。
And this time when they visited us, they attended the Sunday worship, seekers class, and baptism class.
而且他们一次都没有落下。
And they had full attendance.
然后临回国的头一天是复活节，
The day before they returned to China, it was Easter.
我妈妈在那天受洗。
My mother was baptized that day.
我爸爸在那个之前的慕道班上，当这个慕道班的老师问他是不是个罪人的时候，他清清楚楚的回答：“我是个罪人。”
And my father, in the seekers class, when he was asked whether he was a sinner, he admitted publicly that he was a sinner.
问他要不要相信耶稣基督做他的救主，他清清楚楚大声回答：“他说我要。”
And when he was asked whether he wanted Jesus Christ to be Savior, he clearly answered, "Yes, I do want."
看了这一切，我简直是不可相信。
And when I saw these, I could not believe my eyes.
我真的不可相信我自己的眼睛，
I could not believe my own eyes.
不可相信我的耳朵所听见的。
And I could not believe what I heard.
弟兄姐妹们、朋友们，
Brothers, sisters, and friends,
在新加坡5年，我真的是我自己真是一个看来没有做什么事情。
in the 5 years in Singapore, I feel that I didn't do very much.
但是上帝的话语在我眼前成就事工，
But God's words have been my ministry
造就人。
and to help other people.
听我们祷告的上帝也回应像我这个罪人的祷告，
God has responded to the prayers of a sinner like me.
看见他亲自成就一切的事情，
And I saw that He Himself has accomplished many things,
让我的眼睛真的成为有福的眼睛。
so that my eyes have become blessed eyes.
我唯愿我们就像那个路加福音10章23节所讲的，
Just like it's said in Luke chapter 10, verse 23,
看见你们所看见的，那眼睛就有福了。
"Blessed are the eyes that see what you see."
愿今天我们在座的每一个弟兄姐妹和朋友们，
And I hope that each and every one of us here today,
我愿你们的眼睛都在天父里边成为有福的眼睛。
I hope that your eyes in the kingdom of God are blessed eyes.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.
Keynote speaker for our mission convention conference this year.
我们很高兴有蔡牧师今年做我们宣教年会的讲员。
And it's my privilege to introduce him to you tonight.
我也很有这样的荣幸，今天晚上能够向大家介绍他。
Oh, please be seated. Sorry about that.
别气。
Brother Ty. Now we're all confused.
大家都疑惑。
Now, Brother Tai has served as an officer in the Taiwan Air Force for 16 years.
蔡牧师在台湾的空军曾经服役16年。
And then in 1991, he joined the Mission Aviation Fellowship and served the Lord in Indonesia for about 10 years.
1991年呢，他就加入到美国的航空宣教乐团体，在印度尼西亚服侍主10年。
Then in 2002, the family moved to Kunming, mainland China, to do mission work there.
在2002年的时候，他们家搬到昆明，在那里做主工。
So from 2002 until now, they have been doing counseling at a mission center in Kunming.
从2002年到现在，他们在那里开了一家这个心理辅导，在那里传福音。
To use this way to share the gospel.
用这样的方式来传福音。
So please join me in welcoming Pastor Philip Tai.
好，现在就让我们来欢迎。
大家晚上。
Good evening, everyone.
我讲话会比较快。
I speak a little fast.
但我尽量放慢一点。
But I'm going to try to speak slower tonight.
对我来讲是一个很大的挑战。
And it's a challenge for me.
因为我以前飞喷射机。
Because I used to be a fighter pilot.
常常会超音速。
And I used supersonic airplanes.
所以超音速对我来讲是慢的。
So supersonic is slow for me.
所以可能大家有点担心。
Please have patience with me.
因为昨天很多人没有来嘛。
Because many of you weren't here last night.
我还是要讲那个昨天开始的故事。
And so I want to repeat a story that I said last night.
因为那是我看一本书上看到的嘛。
And it's a story that I read in a book.
能够表现出我们这个世上的人的样子。
And it demonstrates the human nature.
一个家庭有4口人。
There's a family with 4 children.
要利用假期去一个动物园玩。
And they went to a zoo during vacation.
那就一进了那个大门口以后。
And after they entered the gate,
那这个小儿子就看到一个秋千。
The young son saw a swing set.
他就马上冲过去里面玩。
And he ran into the swing and played.
那就一直玩着不走。
And he would not leave that swing.
这个爸爸是很有计划的一个人。
And the father is a well-planned person.
他已经计划好这一天要把整个动物园玩到。
He had planned that they would play. They would look at the whole zoo.
所以你就可以想象他非常的着急。
So he was, he was very urgent.
所以就希望这个小儿子能够马上就是继续往前走。
And he wanted the son to move forward.
但是小儿子是不走。
But the son wanted to stay in the swing.
那这个爸爸就开始要游说他。
And the father started to persuade him.
希望他赶快走。
And wish that he would move on.
他就是不要走。
But he didn't want to.
给他一点力的诱惑。
And he then
这个吃点冰淇淋
enticed him into some ice cream.
那他也不要走。
But he didn't want to go.
说下面有更好玩的地方。
And he told him there's even more interesting places.
他也不要走。
Then he still didn't want to go.
而且他认为秋千就是最好玩。
And he thought the swing was the best.
所以这个考验这个父亲的耐心呢。
And it was testing the father's patience.
越来越没有耐心。
And he was running out of patience.
然后声音越来越高。
And he beginning to raise his voice.
你也知道最后的结局。
And you can imagine the end result.
你把这个小儿子拽着就走。
And of course he just probably grabbed the son by the neck.
不论这个儿子是哭也好，愿意也好，他就强迫他离开。
Whether the son was willing, he had forced him to leave.
然后到了下一个地方，看到是那叫什么 merry-go-round 那玩的地方。
And the next stop was the merry-go-round.
他就觉得好好玩。
And the son thought it was very interesting.
终于他也不哭了。
And he stopped crying.
所以你就看到就是在这里面有3种人在里头。
So you can see there are 3 types of people described
一个
here.
是非常着急的父亲，
And one is a very impatient father,
充满着意向，
and he was full of plans,
他希望能够达到这个目标。
and he wanted to achieve his objective.
一个非常短浅的，就是眼光非常短浅的小儿子，
And a son who was very
他
short-sighted,
看不见，
he can't see,
他就认为现在就是最好的，
and he thought the present was
所
the
以他就
best.
抓得非常的紧。
And so he hung on very
你
tightly.
越叫他走，他越不走。
The more you want him to move, the less you want him
还有
to
一群人就是那些旁观者，
move. And the other are people observers
可怜这个爸爸，
who have felt sorry for the father
同情这个孩子，
and felt pity for the son.
那可能会品头论足一下，
And so,
就是批评一下。
they would like criticize them.
而总而言之，他跟他无关嘛。
And of course, they've got nothing to do with them.
这个是我们在这个世界上每天碰到的3种人。
And these are the 3 types of people we encounter every day.
在教会里面也是这样子，
Same thing with the church,
在家庭也是这样。
and same thing in our homes.
可能你的配偶就是另外一个人，
Maybe your spouse is the other type,
天天考验着我们。
and they're testing you every day.
这就是上帝的心意哈。
And this is the will of God.
所以今天才起来，今天才起来，今天
So
才。
when we're talking about get up,
因为昨天我们的主题是我们起来建造。
and our theme is let us get up and build.
那昨天我们谈到我们嘛，
Yesterday we talked about
因为那3种不同的人要在一起很困难，
because these 3 types of people, it's very difficult for them to coexist.
但是目的是要让我们锻炼成像基督的样式。
But the purpose is so that we can be challenged to become like Christ.
那我们今天要谈，我们要起来。
So today we were talking about get up.
我们人都碰到很多困难的时候，
Many times in life we encounter difficulties.
人的第一个反应
The first reaction
是躲起来，
is to hide
就是否认它。
and to deny.
你记得在伊甸园发生的事情，
And you remember what happened in the Garden of Eden
当亚当夏娃犯罪的时候，
when Adam and Eve committed sin.
他们第一件事情
The first thing,
是躲起来，
they hid themselves.
做一件什么事情？
And what did they do?
去编无花果树，就拿无花果树叶去编她的裙子，
They made a skirt out of fig leaves
然后把它遮起来，
and they covered themselves.
就表示这是人碰到问题的时候，
And that was the first time that man encountered problems
做错的时候，
when they committed a crime
他会躲起来，
and that they would hide.
这是人性啊，
And this is human nature.
就是我不愿意去面对，
It's something that we don't want to face,
我不想起来，
that we don't want to get
我
up.
明明知道起来对我有益，
I know that it is good to get up,
但是我还是不愿意。
but I'm not willing.
所以人在什么时候会求助？求帮助。
When is it that man is seeking for help?
就是当他不面对问题的时候的痛，
When they're not faced with the pain of the problem.
会大过他面对问题的痛的时候，
Which is greater than the pain that he would encounter.
他比较容易去面对。
Then it is easier for him to face.
大家同意讲，反之的话他就不会面对。
If it's the opposite, then he would not face those
这也是人
difficulties.
性嘛。
And this is human nature.
所以就好像说，你看这小儿子刚刚的故事中的小儿子，
And just like the son in the story,
他不想起来，
he did not want to get up.
他也不要起来，
He didn't want to get
他
up.
也不愿意起来，
He was not willing to
因
get
为他
up
觉得这个地方是最好的。
because he felt this place is the
他可能
best.
是没看见，
But he didn't see.
不管怎么样，他就是不要。
No matter what, he didn't want to.
在我们辅导人的时候，
As we were counseling
我们
people,
常常挑战对方
we often challenge the other side.
不是你能不能，
It's not whether you
不是你愿不愿意，
are able. It's not whether you.
而是你要不要。
It's whether you want
其实
to.
大部分人是不要起来。
And most people don't want to get up.
那刚才讲的另外一种是旁观者，
And the other type of people, the observers,
他们不需要起来，
they don't need to
因
get
为
up
跟他无关，
because it's got nothing to do
因为
with
他没
it.
有接受到困难，没有碰到困难。
Because they have not encountered the problem.
那如果这个父亲来讲的话，
In the father in the story,
那他必须要面对，
he had to face.
他就要想办法怎么样游说这个孩子，
He had to figure out a way to convince the son
然后能够又能够完成他的目的，
so that he could accomplish his purpose
要能够解决他的问题，
to solve his
所以
problem.
这个相当挑战。
So this was a challenge.
所以我们今天来分享 起来哈。
So today we talk about to get up.
我用的经文是在约翰福音的第5章1到9节。
The scripture I use is in John chapter 5 verses 1 to 9.
我就不读这段经文哈。
I'm not going to read it.
但是我就跟大家解释分享一下。
But I like to share them.
就是有一个这样的一个地方，就是叫毕士大池。
There's a place called Bethesda.
那躺了很多生病的人。
There were lying many disabled people.
那天使每一年去那边搅动一次池水。
And regularly the angels would go and stir up the water.
谁先采取行动下这个水，他的病就得到医治。
Whoever gets down to the pool first, his disease will be healed.
但是有一个人躺了38年。
A man there who lied there for 38 years.
他从来没有就是下到水里头去。
And he's never been in the water.
所以他从来没有得到医治。
So he was never healed.
所以这个时候耶稣看到这个人。
So Jesus saw this man.
所以耶稣就想要帮助他。
And wanted to help him.
这个故事就是这样的哈。
And that's the story.
那我们来看，这个起来是一种行动。
To get up is an action.
其实最重要是一种态度。
And most important is an attitude.
也是一种看见。
And it's a vision.
如果我们没有看见，我们就像小孩子一样，没有看见，他就觉得现在是最好。
If we don't have the vision and don't see, we are very happy with the status quo.
他即使不喜欢，他也觉得好。
And even though he doesn't like it, he still think it's good.
那也是一种把知识变成行动的一个具体的表现。
And it's a manifestation of understanding becoming action.
也是对抗被动的一种就对抗被动心态的一种最实际的行动。被动还是对待被动，就是对抗被动心态。
Oh, it's an action against passiveness.
那不管怎么，它是一种信心的行为嘛。
Nevertheless, it's an action of faith.
那它也是一种顺服的表现。
And it is a demonstration of obedience.
因为起来是需要勇气。
Because it takes courage to get up.
那我们起来的最大的困难就是害怕。
The most difficult thing preventing us to get up is fear.
不知道下一步会碰到什么情况。
Because we don't know what's to come.
还有面对真相是很痛苦。
And face reality sometimes very painful.
当真相要显明的时候。
When reality is revealed.
我们没有预备好的话。
When we're not prepared.
我们往往没办法接受。
Oftentimes we cannot accept it.
而且要起来的话，我们要负责任。
To get up, we have to bear responsibility.
那很多人还有点害怕。
And some people are very scared.
不管怎么样，我们比较倾向，因为人的本性是倾向逃避。
And no matter what, human nature leans towards escapism.
也比较倾向自我为中心。
And we're all self-centered.
当我们遭遇到困难的时候
，and when we're faced with difficulties，
我们如果一直停留在问为什么的话
，and if we stayed and kept asking why，
多半就是我们非常的自我为中心。
And most times because we're very self-centered。
当我们碰到困难危险的时候
，and when we're faced with danger，
我们都会问为什么
，we ask why，
到什么时候
，until when，
就这两个问题。
And these are the questions we ask。
你看在诗篇里头啊。
If you look at in the Psalms，
大卫就问了这两个问题。
King David kept asking these two questions。
他在被追杀的时候
，while he was being chased，
为什么
he kept asking why，
要到几时啊
，and until when。
当然我们可以问这个啊。
And of course we can ask。
但是如果我们一直停留在这个地方的时候
，But if we remain in the same place，
那就成为问题。
And the problem comes。
所以当我们问完以后
，And after we ask these questions，
我们要起来啊。
We have to get up。
所以我们用刚才那些经，我们来看怎么来看起来啊。
And so the scripture tells us how to get up。
那我一节一节来跟大家分享的时候，第3节有这么说啊，里面躺着许多瞎眼、瘸腿、血气枯干的很多的病人。
And in verse 3 it says there are a great number of disabled people。
对，那里面住了很多这样的人啊。
And the many people that were sick were there。
这些人就是因为罪的缘故。
Because of sins。
我们都成为这样的人。
Because of our sins, we're all kind of like that.
因为我们是一个罪人嘛。
Because we're all sinners.
那圣经是用这种方式来形容啊。
And the Bible used that to describe.
那到了第4节又说，有天使按时下池水，搅动那水了，水动之后，谁先下去，无论害什么病就痊愈了。第4节。
The angels regularly went down to the pool and stirred up the pool.
这个表示意思是说，神跟人要同工嘛。
And this signifies that God and man have to work together.
因为神很愿意帮助人。
Because God was willing to help
所以
people.
天使来搅动这个池水。
And that's why the angels came and stirred.
但是人要行动。
But man has to act.
神要呼召人啊。
God calls on man.
但人要回应。
But man has to respond.
神也要医治人。
And God wants to heal.
但是人要愿意。
But man has to be
因
willing.
为被医治会痛。
Because to be healed it hurts.
特别是心灵上的问题。
Especially when it comes to psychological issues.
所以说，毕士大池有一个这样的故事。
So that's the story of Bethesda.
所以神要来医治人。
Because God wanted to heal man.
但是人要采取行动。
But man has to take action.
那到了第5节这么说，在那里有一个人病了38年。
And in verse 5 says there was a man who had been there paralyzed for 38 years.
为什么病那么久？这值得思考一下。
And let's think, why was he sick for so long?
38年都应该学到功课。
And he probably should have learned his lesson in 38
第
years.
1年有人比我先下水。
The first year somebody was ahead of me.
那我第2年我就更靠近池边一点。
And the second year I would go closer to the
那
pool.
38年都没有比别人先下去。
And 38 years he was never the first.
其实也可以想不可思议。
And it's kind of hard to imagine.
那其实我们人都会这样子。
But we're all like that.
因为久病都成为习惯。
Because the longer that we're sick, it has become a habit.
那我们失去了盼望。
So that we've lost hope.
那我们就抱持一个非常不健康的心态。
And so our attitude has become unhealthy.
然后可能一直到离开世界。
Until we passed away.
那罪的结果也是这个样子。
And that's the same thing with the result of sin.
因为圣经讲的罪的工价乃是死。
Because the Bible said the wage of sin is death.
当我们犯罪以后，
And after we've
我们会
sinned,
觉得没有机会了。
we felt that we lost the
那我们会
opportunity.
觉得失去了自尊，
And we've lost the self-respect.
失去了正直
We've lost justice.
还有失去了权利，
And we've lost our authority.
失去了关系，
And we lost the
甚
relationship.
至会失去了盼望。
And we've lost our hope.
这38年开始的状况，
And that's the condition of us after 38
因为
years.
他的心态已经放弃。
Because his heart has given up.
那就是当耶稣来的时候
And when Jesus came,
那我们就耶稣看到的不是说他生病，
and Jesus did not see his
因
disease.
为耶稣看到他的态度。
Jesus saw his attitude.
那么多人躺在那里，
Amongst all these paralyzed sick people,
他看到这38年的这位人。
he saw this man who's been there for 38 years.
其实我们在我们自己的经历个人的经历，
And as according to our own experiences,
还有或者我们在辅导中所看到的，
and what we experience in counseling others.
其实我们能够的话，我们都不愿意改变，
And if possible, none of us want to change.
因为改变需要勇气。
Because change takes courage.
就像小孩子一样，你叫他改变，他打死不要，他去玩球鞋就好。
Just like the son who did not want to change.
到了第6节
And in verse 6,
那耶稣看见他躺着，知道他病了许久，就问他说：“你要痊愈吗？”
and when Jesus saw him lying there, Jesus asked him, "Do you want to get well?"
这很有意思是，耶稣为什么要问他这句话？
And it's interesting why Jesus wanted to ask him this.
哪一个人不想痊愈？
Who does not want to get well?
但是真的有人不想痊愈，
But indeed, there are people that don't want to get well.
因为痊愈要痛。
Because to get well, it takes pain.
所以因为耶稣看见的，就是看到他的心态，
Because Jesus saw his attitude.
所以他不想痊愈，
He did not want to
他
be
不
healed.
想改变，
He did not want to
他不
change.
想起来，
He did not want to
他
get
不想
up.
行动，
He did not want to
他不
take
想
action.
踏出去。
He does not want to go forward.
那我们最多是嘴巴说一说，
And at most we pay lip service,
但是我们没有行动，
but we have no action.
所以起来是一种行动。
So to get up is an action.
所以我们在辅导的时候，常常碰到这样的人，
So when we're doing counseling, we encounter these people.
他愿意求助，
They want to seek help.
他也愿意跟你谈很多他的问题，
They want to tell people their problems.
但是呢，他停留在那个阶段，一直反复着，
But they stagnate in that stage.
他不想起来。
They don't want to get up.
所以有时候我就会挑战他，
So sometimes I challenge
我就
them.
用这个故事跟他分享。
So I use the story and share
我
this
说：“你
with
真
them.
的想痊愈吗
I asked, do you really want to be healed?
像上瘾的人
It's just like an addict.
他 其实他当然想要痊愈啊，
Of course, they want to get
但
well,
是他屡次的失败，
but many times they
他
fail.
到后来其实他不愿意，
And at the end, they don't want to.
他想要都没有办法。
Even they want to give up their addiction, that they can't.
所以他第一步先要问他的，就要问他的第一个问题就是你要痊愈吗？
So the first question that should be asked, do you want to get
你
well?
真的想痊愈吗？
Do you really want to
你
get
真的
well?
想要改变吗？
Do you really want to change?
因为这个代价你愿意付吗？
Because are you willing to pay this price?
所以耶稣去挑战他这个，
So Jesus challenged him
所以他才会说：你真的想要痊愈吗？
and asked him, do you really want to
你
get
真的
well?
想要改变吗？
Do you really want to change?
你真的想要成长吗？
Do you really want to grow?
其实，当我们人在某一个定式的行为里头
And as we are formed in
一种习惯性的行为里头
our habits,
不管是成为瘾的也好，成为瘾上瘾，
no matter whether it's an addiction
或者是成为捆绑也好，
or bondage,
或者有时候心理学讲是一种强迫症也好，强迫症好是。
compulsive behavior,
也好，就是这种也好，不管这个哈，我们有一句话讲，就是说不得不然萦绕于怀，意思就是说非说不可
something that you must do.
然后中文讲得很好，萦绕于怀，在这个里头一直转，就是那个 obsessive
Obsessive thinking.
总而言之，这就是强迫，就是你非做不可的样子。
You're forced to do something.
那其实那时候就挑战我们的态度。
And the point is about our attitude.
我们真的想要吗？
Do we really want?
所以耶稣就挑战这个病人是这样。
So this was Jesus' challenge.
那你看这个病人怎么回答？
So how did he
到
respond?
第7节说先生，水冻的时候没有人把我放在池子里，我正去的时候就有别人比我先下去。
He said, Sir, I have no one to help me into the pool when the waters stir. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me.
你看他回答跟耶稣问他的问题根本两回事。
You see that his response is different. It's got nothing to do with Jesus' challenge.
那个用个心理学名词哈，
And using a term from psychology,
这种回答我们叫做外归因。外归因就是归罪在环境的意思，就是
external,
外面有环境
pertaining to the external environment.
就是我们叫外归因啊。那我们健康的人是内归因啊。
And healthy people, we examine ourselves.
那我们他不健，你看他这个病人他回答什么？你看，
And look at the response of this sick person.
他是水冻的时候，
He said, when the water stirred,
没有人把我放在池子里，
no one puts help me into the pool.
这是很典型的外归因嘛。
And this is, of course, relying on the external.
那当事情发生的时候，
And as things are happening,
不顺的事情发生的时候，
especially when they're trials,
一些我不期望发生的事情发生的时候，
and things that you don't want to happen has
我们
happened.
人性很容易外归因的。
And oftentimes, as human nature, we blame it on the external reasons.
那表现在什么地方？
And how is it demonstrated?
就会批评啊，
So we criticize,
就会论断啊，
and we judge,
就会指责啊，
and we point to others.
就会挑剔， 就会挑剔
Criticize.
criticize 呀，反正总而言之都是别人的问题，
And in any case, it's all somebody else's problem.
是环境的问题，
It's the environment,
不是我的问题。
not my problem.
所以我曾经有一个帮助一个就是辅导一个人啊，
And once I counseled this person,
因为他跟他母亲关系非常的糟糕，
this person had a terrible relationship with his mother.
他跟他母亲讲了一句话，任何母亲都会非常难过的话，
And
女的，
she said to her mother, which is very hurtful.
他说：“你既然不爱我，为什么生我？”
She said, if you didn't love me, why did you give birth to me?
这很典型的外归因，
And this, of course, is a typical example.
这是你的错，
It's your problem.
因为你为什么要生我？
It's your mistake.
又不会养我。
You gave birth to me.
所以这个哈，这就是表示什么？就是这就是病人的态度。
And this is an attitude of a sick person.
所以一个人健康与否，就从他的这种回应就看得出来。
And you can tell a person, a healthy person, by his will.
所以我们属灵上也是一样，属灵上。
Same thing with our spiritual life.
生命的成长是我的责任。
And to grow spiritually is my responsibility.
不是别人的。
Nobody else's.
不然说牧师都没有爱我。
And can't say pastor doesn't love me.
是我的责任。
It's your own responsibility.
那个好像说我们既然谈宣教，你们会吗？我们既然谈宣教。
If we're talking about a mission.
宣教不是派别人去了。
Mission is not to send somebody else.
而是说神要我参与什么。
And it is to ask.
神要我参与什么。
What does God want me to participate?
这就是内归因嘛，对吧？
And this is examining ourselves.
那神要我在这个宣教里头参与什么？
How does God want me to contribute to mission work?
不是说神要别人去参与什么。
And it's not what does God want other people to do in mission work.
那到了第8节说
And in verse 8 it says,
耶稣对他说：“起来，拿你的褥子走吧。”
Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk."
所以耶稣挑战他，
So Jesus
对
challenged
他最难的一件事情
him. And this was the most difficult thing for him.
就是起来。
And it is to get up.
耶稣没有说我医治你，
Jesus didn't say, "I'll heal you."
他说你起来。
He said, "Get up."
所以要起来的意思是改变你的心态。
What it means here to get up is to change your attitude.
为你的今天负责任。
And to be responsible for your circumstances
这
today.
就是耶稣的意思。
And this is what Jesus meant.
所以你愿不愿意起来，就这意思。
So that's what it means. But do you want to get up?
所以他最后是命令他说起来。
So he commanded him to get up.
那拿着褥子走，我觉得很有意思啊。
Pick up your mat and walk.
这个褥子他已经躺了38年。
And this man has lied there for
这是他的
years.
安乐窝。
And this is his safety comfort zone.
他已经习惯了，
He's used to it.
即使非常的不好，
Even though it's probably tattered.
他已经习惯了，
And he's used to it.
所以他就怎么样都不要变。
And he did not want to make any change.
但是耶稣就叫他说起来。
But Jesus told him to get up.
所以有时候我们有一些错误的思想。
Sometimes we have this mistaken concept.
错误的思想，有一些错误的思想，还有一些扭曲的信念啊。
And twisted beliefs.
这些都已经陪伴我们很久很久。
These things are probably been with us for many years.
成为我们的好朋友。
And they become our good friends.
就好像这个褥子啊。
Just like the mat.
对我不好。
It's not good for me.
但是我已经躺了38年。
But I lied there for 38 years.
你成为一个坚固的营垒。
And
坚固的营垒就是。
It has become my fortress.
或是窗户。
A stronghold.
那这个东西那我就认为说，我就认为是这样子。
And I believe that I should be like that.
所以我就怎么样？我已经依赖他，依赖惯了。
And that's because I relied on it out of habit.
但是耶稣叫他起来。
But Jesus wanted him to get up.
就挑战他，说把这些坏朋友丢掉。
And challenge him to get rid of his bad friends.
我也会用耶稣这句话来帮助一些就是求助者。
Oftentimes I use Jesus' words to help those seeking
所以
counsel.
我会问这些，就是你有多少的，你已经交了很多坏朋友。
And I tell them that you have engaged many bad friends.
而且陪伴你好多年。
And they've been with you for many years.
叫他把它列下来。
And I ask them to write them down.
那有些列到30-40条。
Some people have 30 or 40 on the list.
就是我这个没有用啊。
Sometimes something is useless.
我没有出息啊。
And then I'm
没有出息。No future.
no future.
总而言之，这都是坏朋友嘛，对不对？
In any case, these are all bad friends.
那所以就叫耶稣基督把这些坏朋友丢掉。
And what Jesus said is to get rid of these friends.
就是起来的意思。
And that's
到了第9节啊。
in verse 9.
他说那人就立刻痊愈，就拿起褥子走了。
Verse 9 says, "At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked."
大家注意到没有？就是起来先哈。
You notice that to get up is the first thing.
然后才痊愈。
And then he was cured.
他不是先痊愈。
He was not cured first.
再起来。
Then getting up.
这两个有很大的差异。
And there's difference
我
here.
认为说，耶稣你医治我。
We sometimes think that Jesus, you have to heal me.
我就自然可以起来。
And after that, I will get up.
但是耶稣说：“你先起来。”
But Jesus said, get up
你的
first.
态度改变，
Change your attitude
你不
first.
再批评了，
No longer do
你
you
不再
criticize.
指责了，
No longer do you pick on
你不
someone.
再论断了，
No longer do you judge.
自然就痊愈。
And of course, you'll be healed.
这就是我今天要谈的起来的真正的意思。
And this is the true meaning of to get up.
就是说，当我们愿意，
And that is when we're willing,
我们就能够。
we can.
那生命的成长是要付代价的。
And spiritual growth has a price to pay.
那其实跟随神也是啊，
And same thing with following the Lord.
甚至讲宣教更是如此。
And even so, in mission work,
如果没有愿意的心，那其实我们谈什么事都没有用。
if you don't have a willing heart, there's no use to continue the discussion.
所以，我们从这个故事，我们看见说，我们要检视一下我们自己今天的光景。
And the story makes us examine ourselves. What is our circumstances today?
不管我们跟随主、信主有多久，
No matter how long we've been a Christian,
什么是我的路子？
what is my mat?
什么原因让我没有能力起来？
What are the reasons that's preventing me from getting up?
神今天对我的挑战是什么？
What is the challenge that God has given us?
我觉得很值得我们去思考一下。
And we should think about those.
那另外一段经文呢，是在路加福音15章那个浪子的故事，大家很熟悉哈。
And the other story is in Luke chapter 15, the story of the prodigal son.
那个大家都知道这个故事哈。
And you all know the story.
这个小儿子被离开家，
The younger son went away
然后呢把所有的钱花完了，
and squandered his
在
money.
他最痛苦的时候，
And when he had no money left,
你知道他在想什么？
what was he thinking?
他圣经讲一句话很好，他说：“我要起来，
He said, I have to get up
到我父亲那里去。”
and to return to my father.
然后呢，他就后面就讲他讲到后来的时候，他就讲了一句话说：“于是起来。”
And so then he got up.
中文很有意思，我要起来，到于是起来。
And the Chinese interpretation is more interesting. It says, I will get up. I will get up, and then he got up.
就是他后面那个前面是想啊，
And in the beginning, he was just thinking.
他在里面一直思考。
He was thinking in his mind that he should get
那
up.
到后面他说，于是起来，就是他真的采取行动，
And at the end, he got up
所以往他父亲那里去，
and went to his father.
他就采取行动。
And so he took action.
所以前面是醒悟过来，
And in the
最前面
beginning,
是醒悟过来啊。
in the beginning, he was awakened.
然后再想到我要起来，
And he was thinking that he should get
然
up.
后最后说于是起来，
And at the end, he got up.
于是起来的时候很冒险。
And he was taking a chance.
我如果回去我父亲那里，
If he had gone back to his father,
我可能被排斥，
he may be despised,
可能被骂一顿，
and he may be scolded,
可能会被就是拒绝。
he may be refused.
这个也是蛮恐怖的啊。
And this was fearful for him.
所以这就是一种信心的行动。
And so this action was action of faith.
那所以当他这样子起来的时候，
And when he got up,
其实就好像以斯帖所说的一句话：有死就死了。
and it's kind of like what Ezra said, to die is to die.
总而言之，就是这是一种态度。
And in any case, this is the attitude.
即使说我父亲不接纳我，
Even if my father does not accept me
再把我驱逐出境啊，
and cast me away,
但是我还是要起来。
but I still have to get up.
这个是一种信心的态度。
And this is an action of faith.
我们跟随神要这样，
And this is no different than how we should follow God.
然后我们生命的成长也是这样。
And then our spiritual
因为
growth.
有太多的地方我们要起来，
And there are many places that we have to get up
因为这起来有时候要面对我那个真相的时候，非常的可怕。
because it's scary sometimes to face the reality.
让我们能够勇敢的面对。
So that as we should courageously face it.
但是可惜的是哈，
But the joyful thing
因为
is
我们能够起来，是因为耶稣的救恩，
because we can get up because of the grace of Jesus Christ.
所以我们有因着耶稣的救恩，所以我可以起来。
Because of the grace of Jesus, we are able to get up.
然后呢，这个起来也是一个过程啊，
To get up is also a process.
是一次的起来，然后再一次的起来
We get up multiple times.
啊。 所以呢，总而言之，这就是一个就是神要教导我们要来面对我们的生命，面对生命的成长，面对宣教，我们都是要同样一个原则，就是神要我们挑战我们起来。
So it's the same principle that God wants to challenge us facing our spiritual life and facing mission work is to get up.
他起来的最重要的目的
The purpose of getting up is
我要分享2点，就是这2个经文里头要分享一下。
There's 2 scriptures I'd like to share.
一个是在以赛亚书52章。
First is Book of Isaiah, chapter 52.
就在第一节、第2节地方，我念给大家听就好了。就是以赛亚书的前40章几乎都是不对不起，就是40章是一直讲前40章一直讲那个荒凉的现况。
In the first 40 books in the book of Isaiah, it talks about the barrenness.
就是那个真相非常的惨不忍睹。
And it was very sad and seen.
那到了40章以后
And after chapter 40,
那基本上都在谈怎么样来重建这个荒凉的这个光景。
and talks about how to restore.
所以后面你看到了40章，你发现充满着盼望。
And after chapter 40, it's full of hope.
到了52章的时候
In chapter 52,
他就讲到西安兴起了，刚才我们唱的歌里。
it says, O Zion, awake, awake.
披上你的能力。
Clothe yourself with strength.
圣城耶路撒冷
The holy city of Jerusalem.
穿上你华美的衣服。
Put on your garment of splendor.
然后后面又讲到耶路撒冷
Jerusalem.
要抖下尘土。大概在第6节。
Shake off your dust.
对，就是然后起来坐在位上。
Rise up, sit on the throne.
然后这边有讲到三个话，就是说西安
The 3 things I said here is Zion.
然后圣城耶路撒冷。
The Jerusalem.
耶路撒冷。
Jerusalem.
都是我们
It's us.
就是起来
To get up.
这一门就是重建。
And this is the act of restoration.
光景非常的荒凉。
And in circumstances that was very barren.
非常的不好。
And was very sad.
但是神告诉我们说起来。
But God said to get up.
这个披上我们的能力。
To clothe ourselves with our abilities.
穿上神给我的衣服。
And to put on the cloth that God has given us.
抖下我们的尘土。
To shake off the dust.
其实换言之就是勇敢的面对我的真相。
And what it means is that to courageously face the reality.
面对重建。
And to face restoration.
这也是一个态度
And this is an attitude.
那第2个就是要让我们兴起发光。
And the second is to arise and shine.
那在那个以赛亚书60章。
And in Isaiah chapter 60.
当然这里面开始讲到兴起发光。
And it talks about arise and shine.
因为你的光已经来到。
Because your light has come.
那就是因为耶和华的荣耀发现照耀你。
And the glory of the Lord rises upon you.
所以这就是一个光景，就是神的荣耀在照耀我。
The glory of God has shined on me.
让我有光能够给别人。
So that I shine to share the light with others.
然后到后来他说你举目向四方观看。这个的第几节我看第4节。
Lift up your eyes and look about you.
众人都聚集来到你这里。
All assemble and come to you.
你的众子从远方而来。
Your sons come from afar.
你的众女也怀抱而来。
And your daughters are carried on the arm.
因为耶和华的光荣耀照耀我。
Then you will look at it and be radiant.
然后我的光就会招聚人来到我这边。
Because the radiance of God is upon us, and so we can shine on others.
这其实就是一个宣教的光景。
And this is an attitude of mission.
刚刚郑超的分享就很棒。
And Brother Tita's sharing was great.
就是那个光会招聚人的。
Because the light will attract people.
那我们在印尼的时候，我太太以前分享过，她那些众子众女怎么到她那边去。
And as my wife shared last night, how she attracted people while doing mission work in Indonesia.
那我们在中国做这个宣教的，做那个辅导的工作，
And as we do counseling work in China,
我们也没有做任何的广告，
we did not advertise.
那人就会来。
People came to us
其实就是神会招聚人，
because God has gathered people to come to
所以我
us.
们就会看到很多非常奇妙的事情发生。
So we saw many amazing things happen.
我刚才听郑超分享的时候，
And
郑超在分享
as Dita was sharing,
其实我也想到很多神在昆明做的奇妙的事。
and many things that came to my mind, how the amazing things that God has done.
我分享一点，
And I'd like to share.
那个有一位这个人是很特别，他的身份很特别，
There's a man who
他是一个政府官员，我跟你讲他比较特别的是，
there's a person who's very special, who's a government
他来
official.
到，他是一个男生来30多岁的一个男孩子，
He's a 30-something man.
他来到我们这边，
He came to us
先找我太太，
and looked for my wife,
大概看了两三次以后，
and she counseled a couple of
他
times.
又来找我了，
And they came to me,
然后后来一直跟我大概有3年多的时间，
and he followed me for about 3 years.
在这中间我看到他怎么改变，
And through this, I saw the transformation in him.
其中有一点我只讲一点，
And I just wanted to share one thing.
因为他跟他父亲的关系非常的糟糕。
Because he had a terrible relationship with his father.
我又跟他讲，我们这次咨询的一个重要的目的，是有一天你能够拥抱你的爸爸。
I told him that the purpose of this counseling is one day you can hug your father.
他一听吓了一跳，
And when he heard that, he was surprised.
他不可能。
This is not possible.
那我说这个当我们目标，
And I said, this is our goal.
他当然慢慢他就愿意啊。
And slowly, he was more willing.
那时候其实这个期间他流了很多的眼泪。
And through this process, he has shed many tears.
当然要帮助他怎么样饶恕他父亲这等等。
And of course, we had helped him to forgive his father and so on.
很长的一个过程。
It was a long
有一
process.
天时间到了，
And one day, our time was up.
他说他父亲快要生日了。
And he said his father's birthday was just around the corner.
他说我想买个礼物给我父亲。
And he wanted to purchase a gift for his father.
但是他说我也知道我父亲会说什么话。
But he said, I know what my father would say to me.
我相信大家都很熟悉的话。
And I believe it's something that everybody is familiar.
我根本不需要这个东西。
I don't, the father would say, I don't need this.
你太笨。
And you're not too smart.
去花这么多的钱。
You spend too much money on
买
this.
了一个我根本不需要的东西。
You bought something that I really don't need.
这中国人的父亲讲的话。
And this is typical Chinese father speaking.
所以他就讲，他说他很挣扎。
So this young man struggled.
他说他想要买。
He said he wanted to buy
但
something.
他也已经知道他父亲会说什么。
But he already knew what his father was saying.
那他就把这个挣扎分享出来。
So he shared with us his
那我
struggle.
就跟他讲，我说你想怎么办？
And so I asked him, so what
他
do
说
you want to do?
我想要试一下。
And he said, I want to try.
他想起来，
He wanted to get up.
他态度改变了。
He changed his
他
attitude.
说，即使我父亲这样骂我，
He said, even if my father scolds me like that,
他说我也接受。
I accept.
好棒的态度。
Isn't that great
那
attitude?
所以我们在那个辅导室里头就做了很多的那个演练习。
So in our counseling sessions, we
说
practice
我
role
说我
play.
是你父亲，
I play the father.
然后你现在买一个礼物送我，
So you go and purchase a gift
然后
for
我们两个演了好几次。
So we role play many times.
然后我说最后你要抱我一下才可以。
And I said, and you have to hug me.
就这样呢，我们真的好几个小时这样。
And of course, we spent many hours on this.
然后他有一天他真的去他送了，
And of course, he gave his father a gift.
他说送的时候，果真他爸爸讲的话就是这个。
And it came true what his father was
他讲
saying.
他回他爸爸回的非常的好。
But he responded to his father.
他说爸爸不管你怎么说，
He said, Father, no matter what you say,
这就是我的心意。
this is my will.
我不但要送给你礼物，
Not only I want to give you a gift,
我今天还要抱你一下。
I would like to hug you.
哇，那个眼泪双方的眼泪
And both of them,
像一个决了堤的那个大坝一样。
their tears rolled down like a dam that just broke.
这样大家抱在一起了。他说我从来没有过的经验。
And they hugged, and he said that's an experience that he never had.
你看这中间的墙就全部瓦解。
And you see that the walls between them has just crumbled.
从那天开始，
And since that day,
他父亲有很多的改变。
his father saw many changes.
明天再继续谈他的故事。
And tomorrow I will continue
但
this.
为什么要谈这一点？真的非常不简单。
And why do I talk about it? It was very difficult.
一个35岁的孩子，
A 35-year-old man,
一直对父亲有非常大的，甚至是仇恨。
he did not like his father even to the point of hatred.
可是又知道父亲非常爱他，
But he also knew that his father loved him.
那种内心的痛苦，
And it was a struggle inside,
影响到他后来的所有生命
which have affected the rest of his life.
一直没有办法结婚。
He did not want to get married.
一个女生呢，就换一个女生呢，
And he would change girlfriends one after
表
another.
示什么？他非常渴望爱，
And to show that he wanted to be loved,
但是又很怕结婚，
but he was scared to enter into marriage
因为他不知道怎么跟人相处。
because he didn't know how to get along with
所
people.
以我就跟他讲，我说从父亲开始，
So I told him, start with your father.
就这样子一点一点，他真的有一天要抱。
So slowly, one day he hugged his father.
这一个一抱，真的是成为他们后来整个的改变。
And this hug signified changes that were to come.
感谢神啊，这就是起来
And we thank the Lord. This was an example of getting
做
up.
一件你不想要去做的事，
You do something that you're afraid or don't want to
甚
do,
至你不敢做的事，
and something that you don't dare to do,
甚至你已经放弃的事。
or something that you've given up.
但是这件事确实一直让你很痛苦。
But this thing is bringing you pain.
那但是耶稣的救恩来到了，
But the grace of Jesus, the salvation of Jesus,
就是要
is
帮助我们这部分。
and He's helping us.
结果很奇妙，他抱完跟他父亲拥抱以后，
And amazingly, after he and his father,
隔了没有多久，
shortly thereafter,
他个人信主，
he became a Christian.
一个共产党的官员，所以让我们的生命可以得到改变，
So that our lives can be changed,
让福音可以得到传扬，
so that the gospel can be spread,
让神的名可以得到荣耀。
so the name of the Lord can be glorified.
好，我们一起做个祷告。
Let us pray together.
天父，我们感谢你，
Heavenly Father, we thank you.
你从来没有丢弃我们，
You never
也
abandoned
没有
us,
撇下我们
and you never left us
为孤儿，
as orphans.
因为你在我们还不可爱的时候，
While we were still unlovable,
还在罪人的时候，
while we were sinners,
你就已经为我们死在十字架上，
you died for us on the cross
来救赎我们，
and to save us,
来接纳我们，
to accept us,
来爱我们，
to love us,
来给我们一个美好的身份，
to give us a good identity,
就是天父的孩子。
to become children of God,
所以，我们今天能够坦然无惧，
so that today we can come to you,
能够勇敢的来到你面前，
to courageously come to you,
告诉你说，
to tell you,
我们爱你，
Lord, we love you,
也谢谢你爱我们，
and thank you for loving us.
我们感谢你，
We thank you
让我们能够勇敢面对我们的过去，
that you give us courage to face our past,
面对我们的伤害，
to face our hurts,
面对我们的疼痛，
to face our hurts and our heart pain,
都是因为你的爱。
because of your love.
我们谢谢你，
We thank you.
我们也愿意，
We're willing
我们也要
and we want to
起来，
get up,
来面对我们的真相，
to face our true self,
来面对你的托付，
to face your mission,
面对你给我们的挑战。
and face the challenges you've given us.
我们感谢你，
We thank you.
求你也继续的帮助我们，
Please continue to help us,
坚固我们，
to strengthen us,
让我们能够愿意来跟随你。
so that we're more willing to follow you.
我们谢谢你，
We thank you.
将荣耀归给你，
We give you the glory.
奉耶稣的名祷告，
In the name of Jesus we pray.
阿门。
Amen.
好，谢谢。